So in today's video, I'm going to explain to you guys exactly how switch a structure works. So obviously you guys know how market structure works, right? Market structure is just pretty much the structure of the market. For example, there's an uptrend, which is higher highs and higher lows. There's a downtrend, which is lower lows and lower high. Now switch a structure is pretty much explaining to you guys exactly how did the bullish market start going bearish, or how did the bearish market start going bullish, right? Pretty much how it flips from bullish to bearish, from bearish to bullish, right? So in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys how does it work, when does it work, and how does it happen, right? So everything you guys need to know about switch structure, I'm gonna go into full depth into it. So let's get right into it. So what exactly is a switch structure? So the meaning of switch structure is literally what it sounds like, the switch of the structure of the market, right? And it happens every single time. You guys obviously know the direction that the market goes. We go to the upside and we go to the downside. So let me give you guys an example. Let's say that we're first heading to the upside, right? This is the market structure, higher highs and higher lows. Now the switch structure is whenever it happens with two scenarios, which I'm gonna go into details right now. But the first thing, for example, this is the bullish, and then price starts switching its structure to bearish, right? This right here is literally the switch of structure. We went from bullish to bearish, and then it can happen again. We can go from bearish and then price starts switching structure again to then start heading back into the upside. This literally happens every single time in every single time frame. You guys can literally check this out. So let's go into the 4-hour time frame real quick. So check this out. What is this right here? A bullish structure. What is this right here? A bearish structure. That right there is switch of structure. What is this right here? A bullish structure, right? We're literally creating higher highs and higher lows from here. And then what happens next? Price starts creating lower lows and lower high. A bearish structure. Right over here. Bullish structure, bearish structure, bullish structure, bearish structure. Literally happens every single time. So it's literally impossible for the market to start going into another direction if there's no confirmed switch structure, which in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys exactly how to confirm that it's a switch structure, right? So what exactly is the scenario, the two scenarios that the market explained that price is now having the switch structure. So check this out. The first one is that price has been going bullish for a very long time. For example, this has been going bullish for a very long time, and there still haven't been a pullback, right? So let's say that the market starts start having the switch structure over here. We've been bullish for a very long time, but then the bullish market starts dying. So that's when price pretty much consolidates for a while, and then it starts having the switch structure, right? So something like this, boom, 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 boom. Right there is one scenario. Price has been going bullish for a very long time, and then obviously it starts dying, switches the structure. Another scenario is that it comes into a very strong area of resistance. For example, let's say that at this point it was an area of resistance which the market came here and then caused the market to push back into a downside. Price once again touched the same exact resistance. What happens next? The same exact story. Start having the switch of structure. So check this out. This is literally an example right over here. Not a great example, but you guys can use this. Or actually, let's see if this one. This is actually cool. So check this out. What is this right here? This is where price has been going bullish for a very long time, creating higher highs and higher lows, this and that. Touches a resistance, boom, start heading back into a downside. Notice how price once again starts pushing back into the upside, right? Coming back into this resistance. What happens next? Price starts heading back into a downside. So right there is two scenarios. First one is the bullish volume starts dying, creates the resistance, starts heading back into a downside. The second scenario is that price, after going bullish, touches the resistance and then boom, switches the scenario from obviously going bullish to bearish. Same thing happens whenever price is going bullish, right? Let's say that we are, or same thing that happens whenever price is going from bearish to bullish, right? So check this out. We're heading to a downside. Let's say it's been bearish for a very long time, and then from there it starts obviously switching the structure, starts dying off the bearish momentum, right? So it starts dying off the momentum, boom, creates the resistance, and then starts switching the structure to now lower lows, lower high, to higher highs and higher lows. Let's say that price once again pulls back into this area of support, right? It rejects it, right? This is a second scenario. It comes back into a strong area of support, which price then from there on start having the switch of structure from bearish to bullish, right? You guys get the idea. It's that simple. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys the example now with the line chart. I'm gonna give you guys exactly how the switch of structure happens, and then I'm gonna look for it in the actual chart and then show you guys with the patterns. So check this out. We're gonna first talk about the bearish market. So obviously you guys know whenever price is bearish, we are breaking under previous low, which is also support that turns into a lower high slash resistance, right? So that's how you confirm pretty much the market structure, right? Which is going bearish. We break under previous low, pulls back, forms a lower low, pulls back, lower high, right? So lower, we have lower high here, lower low, lower high, lower low. So literally this pattern continues going on over and over again. The other thing that I forgot to mention is that there's no way that there can be a lower high without a lower low. So there need to be a lower low so that price can then form the lower high. So once there's a confirmed lower low, there's a confirmed lower high. So check this out. The pattern literally just goes on and goes on, right? Now, like I explained to you guys the scenario, right? There's two scenarios that the market can give us. One, the market scenario is that it touches resistance or support, switches structure, or the other one, it just starts slowing down. So let's say in this case, it starts slowing down. So we've been bearish, it's been continued bearish for a very long time. Now, the way that the market is now telling us that it's going to have a switch of structure, it has to break above the previous lower high. So price literally have to break above the previous lower high to tell you guys that it's now having the switch of structure. It literally cannot do this. This right here is not having the switch of structure. This doesn't mean exactly that the market is heading to the upside. Because look what happened over here. Once we formed that lower low, we had to push to the upside, but notice how it touched this zone right over here of the previous lower low that turns into lower high. So this right here is like incorrect. Like you guys can literally not buy off the market right there. So this right here is not considered a good area to start looking for buy. It's still bearish because we're under the previous lower high. Now, like I explained to you guys, there cannot be a lower high if there's no lower low. So in this case, the next lower low have to be like this. And then obviously the market just continues, right? Now, check this out. Let me give you guys the example that I was giving you guys. Let me just go back. All right, so right there. So check this out. The way that the market can start having switch of structure, like I said, if it breaks above the lower high. So if the market does this, it's invalid. You guys are not, there's no way to be looking for buys at this point, because again, you're still in the bearish market. If price does this, that right there doesn't exactly, right there, that doesn't mean that it's the higher low. Again, it does not mean it's the higher low because we're still bearish, right? We're still under these zones over here. It doesn't make sense since price is just under right now. Once price does this, boom, right there, it's a confirmation. It's not 100% confirmed, but it's a confirmation now that price has the possibility of switching structure. So check this out. Let me just write this down so you guys can understand it better. Let me just delete this. Let's just mark this right here. And then this one right over here. Literally just check this out. Do I have it saved here first of all? No, my bad guys. It is this one. It was these line charts right here. Check this out. One, and then let me just copy and paste this right over here. Delete this. Delete this. Oh, let's just put this right over here. So this one is gonna be lower high. This one is gonna be lower low. Let me just put this one style. Oh, my bad. Put this on the right. Perfect. All right. So like I said to you guys, it has to break above the lower high to say now that price has the possibility of switching structure, right? So once we form the last lower low and then price starts slowing down the momentum, we have to break above the lower high. Now, once we break above the lower high, what happens next? The next thing that we're going to wait for is for the pullback. Once we get to the pullback, this lower high is now maintaining above as a what? A higher low. So literally just switch it. Literally switch it, it turns into a higher low. Perfect, right? Now, what does this become over here? This is now going to become a higher high. Very simple. You guys understand it, right? Literally going to become a higher high. Now, obviously, what is the next thing that happens? The market starts pushing back into the upside. We form a new higher high. Previous higher high turns into now an area of interest, which is now the area that we are expecting for the market to pull back and confirm the higher low to then push back into the upside. And then this right here is literally just continuing of the market. The market is literally going to do everything same. Well, pretty much the market is going to repeat itself. The structure is literally going to repeat itself from lower lows to lower high to higher low. It switches, right? Literally going to repeat itself, right? Now, check this out, guys. Now, once we're in this bullish structure, right? Let's say we've been bullish for a while, right? We switched structure from bearish to now going bullish. Now, let's say that this low over here breaks under previous higher high. Is this going to be bearish or is this going to be bullish? What do you guys think? So this right here is now gonna be pretty much creating the lower low. The reason why is because check this out. We broke under previous higher low. So whenever price is under previous higher low, is now a lower low. So this one is now gonna turn into a lower low. So this is where price is now having the possibility of switching the structure from bullish to bearish now. So boom. So let me just write these. Let me just put these blue so you guys can see it correctly. Do this very quick. Boom, perfect. So switch the structure here, right? And then it dies off, and then what happens next? We break under this lower low, this previous higher low, right? So now we form that lower low. What is the next thing to wait for in this case? Whenever price does that, we're gonna obviously wait for the pullback of the previous lower low to then be used as a lower high. So obviously the market is gonna pull back here, boom, and then switch the structure to now going bearish. You guys get the momentum, right? Literally it repeats itself. So now we form the lower high here, and then obviously the market just continue breaking back into the downside, forming the lower low. We get another pullback into this zone. What happens next? Literally just turns into a lower high. So you guys get the idea, right? So this is literally the switch structure. We break previous lower high to then go high, to then go bullish. We break previous higher low to then go bearish. You guys get the idea, right? Now let me look for the example in the actual chart, and then I'll show it to you guys. But there's one thing that I want to show you, because I think I do have this literally marked up for one of the trades that I'm waiting for. Let me just double check. It was pretty much NCD JPY. So literally right here, it literally just broke above my structure. So this is actually an area of, or a trade that I want to be taking these next couple of days, right? But notice the momentum over here. We are bullish, right? This is literally a great example. We are bullish, right? But if you go into the higher time frame, remember the higher time frame is always going to be stronger than the lower time frame. Does not matter the structure from the H1 to H4. Higher time frame is always going to be stronger. If you guys notice the structure with NCD JPY, what exactly are we creating? We are literally heading to the upside, creating higher highs and higher lows. Notice how we broke and retest this zone of resistance, which price is perfectly rejecting, right? But if you guys go into the lower time frame, like I said, notice that the lower time frame had to switch structure, right? Now keep in mind, like I said, higher time frame structure, which is supporting resistance, is going to be higher, is going to be stronger than the lower one. Now there was a switch of structure here from creating higher highs and higher lows to then creating lower lows and lower high. So check this out. Right over here, we're under this support, which at one point price literally broke under. We got the pullback, formed the lower high. So we formed the first lower high here, and then the second lower high right over here. We're holding this area of support very strong, right? But notice how I was not interested in buying the market at this zone, due to the fact, first of all, is because we are creating lower lows and lower high off the lower time frame, which is H4, H1. Now, my idea is looking for buys, since we are now retesting weekly structure, which is previous resistance, which it can possibly hold as support for these next couple of days, right? So I was not interested in buying there, and I'm gonna give you guys an example why, because I did end up taking some sell position with this trade over here last night. So notice after we got the rejection towards this area of support, right? Obviously price is creating lower lows, lower high. We did form that lower high right over here. I waited for price to give me literally a break and retest that right over here, which was literally break under the support, which then forms a minor lower high. So in this case, I entered my sell position yesterday, which price played out for 1%, end up taking my profit right over here, right? But notice why I'm not interested in buying the market right over here, because again, we are trending bearish off the H4 and H1 time frame. Now, literally the idea to enter this trade is whenever price breaks above this lower high. What is exactly doing? We got the rejection towards support, which is one confirmation. The second confirmation, we're literally getting the break above the lower high. Now what I'm going to be waiting for is literally the retest pullback. Price can maintain itself above it. Boom, this is exactly where I'm buying the market. So that's literally a great example with this example that I'm giving you guys with the line chart. This is where price is having to switch the structure, right? We're now having the possibility of the switch of structure, right? So let me just delete this, and then let me just zoom in right over here. So exactly what I explained to you guys is literally this move right here. We touched an area of support, right? Touch an area of support, and now what I'm waiting for is literally for the break above the lower high, which is right over here. Break above the lower high, boom, retest, buy. That's exactly what I'm waiting for. Now let me look for more examples so you guys can check it out. All right, so check this out. This is a great example. So notice the pattern. First, we were bullish, creating higher highs and higher lows. Notice what happened next. Price starts switching structure from higher highs to higher lows to now creating lower lows and lower high. So we formed the last lower low right here, which can be used also as a minor support. Again, since we are rejecting, and notice how it rejects, bounce off, rejects, bounce off, rejects, and bounce off. Again, this is not my area of interest to look for buy position, because again, very simple, we are still in a bearish market under the lower high. Now the idea to continue buying the market in this case, right, we need to break and retest above the lower high. That is exactly what price does right over here. Notice how perfectly price broke above the lower high and then formed the higher high. So in this case, this is going to be the higher high. So this is going to be right. This right here is going to turn to the higher high, and then this right here is going to go into a higher low. Literally, notice the switch of structure. Broke above lower high, formed the higher high, pulls back, forms that lower higher low. Very simple, very easy, right? You guys literally just get the idea. That's how simple switch of structure is, and I literally use this every single time. Boom. And then obviously price continues its trend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Literally continues its exact trend. Now let me look for the bearish one, and I'll show you guys right now. So check this out, the bearish example. So obviously we were heading to the upside, creating higher highs and higher lows. Price comes here, forms the next higher low, right? And then price starts slowly consolidating, switching its structure, meaning that it's losing the momentum of the bearish market, right? What happens next? Boom, we form the lower low. We break under previous higher low, which this low is now going to turn into a lower low. So right here, let me just duplicate this. This right here is now the lower low. So let me just mark this template, lower low, perfect. And then this one, it was previous higher low. We broke under it, and then what happens next? Price pulls back after we form that lower low and then forms the higher low. Simple as that. So this, my bad guys, lower high, literally simple as that. Let me just put this right there. You guys literally can see this happen every single time. Bullish, slows down, breaks under, higher low, forms lower low, pulls back, lower high, boom, sell, switch of structure. So how exactly are you guys going to enter the trades, right? Literally how I explained to you guys. Let me show you guys in the line, and then I'm going to go into the chart. So if you guys are looking for bearish structures, right, we need to break under previous higher low. Once we break under previous higher low, just wait for the pullback. Literally do this, wait for the pullback, switch the structure, confirm that it's switched, and confirm that it's obviously has possibility of going bearish and bullish, and then you guys sell the market. So after we form that last higher high, we break under higher low, turns into lower high, lower low, then turns into lower high, boom, sell. What exactly happened over here? Last higher high, higher low, breaks under, lower low, lower high, boom. This is the zone that you guys will be interested in selling the market. And then we go into the bullish. What is exactly the bullish? So we went from bearish, right, to then going bullish. Break above higher low, or in this case, lower high. Wait for what? The pullback, right? Once you guys get the pullback, you guys get the higher low, and then boom, you guys buy the market. Switch a structure right over here. Lower high, higher low, buy the market, right? So whenever you guys are buying off the switch of structure, you guys always want to wait for the break. For example, in bearish to bullish, you want to break, you want to wait for the price to break above lower high. From bullish to bearish, you want to wait for price to break under higher low to then lower high, boom, sell. That simple, guys. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this video. Hope you guys found this video very helpful. Hope you guys understand now exactly how switch of structure works. If you guys have any question, comment down below. Let me know what other video you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.